All right, guys, welcome to the video for long vowels. This is the beginning of long vowels. This is long A and E. So just as a reminder, when we're talking about vowel sounds, and I know this is taking it all the way back to when we were really young, but we know that we have A, E, I, O, and U. These are the vowels in our alphabet. And so to make a long vowel sound means the vowel says its name. So a long A is pronounced A. This would be E, I, O, and U. So literally the vowel says its name when it is a long vowel sound. Different than short vowels, which would be A, E, I, A. So we're only focused on A and E today. We're going to look at some of the spellings of the long vowel sounds for A and E. So let's just start with long A to start. Remember that we mark long vowels with a macron, and when we syllabicate a word that has a long A, it looks like this. For example, in the word table, I hear the long A sound. Since it's a long A, that means that the first syllable is open, because open syllables end in vowels and then create the long vowel sound. So this is pronounced table. So just as a reminder, this is how we mark those, but sometimes that long A is not always spelled with just the letter A the way it is in table. There's actually a lot of ways you can spell long A. So let's take a look. First, you can spell long A like apron with only the letter A, of course. You could spell it with an AY vowel team, as in stay. You could spell it with an AI vowel team, like train. You could spell it with a silent E that comes after a consonant, like in cake. And cake would not have a long A if that silent E was not there. Silent E creates a long vowel sound, of course. You could also spell it with a vowel team EA, like in great. You could spell it with EI, like the word rain, like I'm reining you in, or reins on the reindeer. You could also spell it, this is a crazy one. The word sleigh has a long A because actually EIGH makes the long A sound altogether, sleigh. And then, of course, you could also spell it with an EY vowel team, like in the word they. So there are 8 different ways that you can spell the long A sound, and these are all examples of how that would look. So let's practice. I'm going to write up some words, and I would like you to find the spelling that makes the long A sound in each word. Press pause and go ahead. Okay, you should have found that this AY makes the long A sound. We have this A that is long due to the silent E. AI in brain. EA in break. EIGH in freight. AI for rail. The long A due to the silent E in grape. EY for hay. And just a simple A for flavor. Let's take a look at what we can do with our long E spellings. So these are very similar to A. You're going to notice a lot of similarities. But let's talk only about long E now. So make a new place in your notes for long E. Again, marked with the macron. If I had a word like meaning, this is a long E spelled with an EA vowel team. That's one way you could do it. You could also have a double E to create the long E sound. You could also just spell it with an E, like in we. You could also, just like A, have a long E due to that silent E. You could also have an IE vowel team that creates the long E sound, like grief. You could also have an EI vowel team, like in receive. So these could go either direction. You could have an EY vowel team, like in key. And finally, you could also just use the letter Y, like in scary. Sometimes that E sound is spelled with a Y. So again, 8 different spellings for a possible long E. So let's see how you can do. I'm going to put some words up, and I want you to find the long E, just like we did before. Go ahead and press pause and mark all the vowel teams, if they exist, or just the single letter that create the long E sound. All right, let's see how you did. If you marked these same vowel teams or letters like I did, you totally nailed it. Great job. Remember that when you syllabicate these things, they are an open syllables, and they make a long sound and can be spelled 8 different ways for A or E. You may go and try your first word study assignment.